Welcome to Hate to Wait, where two lifelong dieters talk about their current struggles with weight loss. Diets, we've tried them all. We are not doctors, we don't play them on TV or on this podcast. Join our journey because misery loves company.
Hello, Emily.
Hello, John.
The struggle is real.
The struggle is real. What are we struggling with this week?
It's just, I hate this time of the year.
Yeah.
It's just a very sad, lonely time. I'm lonely. It's weird. It's just I cannot get out of this funk.
Did you get your happy lamp?
You know what? I did not get my happy lamp. So I only have myself to blame for my unhappiness because I didn't get a happy lamp.
That's okay. What did you get? Because I know you got one of the things that we were talking about in the last episode.
I got the blue blocker glasses. Now, I have a big, giant, bulbous head. So when I put them on, it looks like I'm wearing kid glasses. So I wear them, but I don't wear them now, like during the day or something. That what I'll do is if I'm working at night and I'm in front of a screen, I'll put them on like 6 o'clock or something like that and wear them. And then so it kind of helps me. And with my sleep, I'm still having problems with sleep, but I think it's because, and I hate saying this, that I'm an old guy, but I wake up in the middle of the night for a couple hours, and then I fall back asleep again. And
when are you stopping coffee during the day? Are you an all-day coffee drinker?
No.
Oh, okay.
I have like a cup in the morning, or there's sometimes like if I'm, and I don't count this, but if I have to do editing late at night or something like that, I might go out and get a cup of coffee. Although in the Dungeon studio, I'm going to show you something over here.
I see the coffee maker.
Yeah, there's a brand new coffee maker over there. There's my little refrigerator that I put water in and stuff like that. So nice. I got a brand new coffee maker down here, yes. And probably in a month, I will get coffee and creamer, and then I will be able to have a cup of coffee down here.
Probably in a month?
I don't know.
What? Oh, you're just saying that it's going to take you a while to get all the
I'm a procrastinator with everything.
Oh, yeah. Well, at least you have a fridge so you can have real milk down there, too, and not the powdered creamer, which just throw out your coffee at that point.
Yeah, so I don't think it's that, but it's really weird. So there's a thing now where they say that and again, I'm not saying this to any people with toddlers that need to, when we had toddlers, when they slept, we slept. Okay. Yeah. It was just, so this is but I'm by myself, so I can do this. So what they say is you like sleep for 3.5 hours and then you're up for like 3 or 4 and then you sleep for 3.5 hours more. And I was thinking to myself, that might not be a bad idea instead of just tossing and turning, get up and do something. I haven't tried it yet because I wanted to see if the blue blockers work. But I'll tell you what, last night, I think I went down like a baby. We put them down at 12 o'clock. I went to sleep about midnight and then I woke up this morning at 6:30. So I slept 6.5 straight hours. I mean, you wake up every once in a while, like when the fire trucks go down the road with the sirens and stuff like that. Yeah. But I mean, nothing that kept me up where I was listening to something or watching something.
Yeah. And you were saying that Mike Vardy was talking about the splitting up.
Yes, he's going to try it, and he thinks, well, I think he said he's going to go to bed 10:30 and then wake up at 1:30 and then go back to bed where he's up like at 7. I forget the math in that, but he had blocked it out. It was like 3.5, and he was up for like 4 or something like that.
And Mike Vardy, for those who don't know, is a productivity guy. A lot of productivity people follow him, and I know him from listening to The Productive Woman. So
that he must be being a productivity person must be exhausting because you're always on.
Okay, I can verify this because on Tuesday in my Instagram, I did an all-day story of a day in the life where I just documented everything I was doing. If you ever want productivity, show what you do all day to the world, because it's like, oh God, how do I go on Instagram and say that for 2 hours I've been doing nothing? It's like, no, I got to keep constantly moving and showing that I'm doing stuff. It's like, I got my editing done quicker than I probably would have because, first of all, the whole day was thrown off because I woke up late because I had gone to bed really late the night before because of a work I had to do for a client. And I was like, This is not a typical day. Like, we're starting off the day. I already know it's not going to be a typical day, but I had already asked on Instagram, hey, should I do a day in the life of a podcast editor and a mom? And it was funny. Adam was watching it and he's like, funny, 9 o'clock at night and you're finally editing. And I'm like, yes. I had like, this is what happens.
Yeah, sometimes it's what happens.
Yeah. Well, because a lot of the time it's like during the day, you come downstairs to your desk and you look at everything and you have to answer all the emails. And that takes 45 minutes, or you have to do something quickly for a client that's not necessarily editing. Like, I had to make audiograms for a client. And I was like, okay, I'll do this. It'll maybe take an hour at the most. And it's like, oh, there was a problem with Headliner at one point. I was like, come on.
Well, again, when an audiogram is like a little 15-second or 10-second clip.
Yeah, it's a static image, and then it plays a little clip of a podcast that you're doing. And it's awesome. It's a lot of fun to do. And I actually really like making them. But the fact that I had to do 6 in a row for a client, I was like,
They're hard to grab.
yeah, sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, so I thought it was great. Well, it was funny because I'm a big Instagram story watcher.
Yeah.
I'm a voyeur.
I do too. I like watching it too. I watch it when like as a kind of a background a bit.
So I went to see your story, and usually there's like 4 or 5 little lines up there, and yours were dots.
Yeah, I know. And you know what's funny? About 3 or 4 weeks ago, I was complaining to Josh from the Our Americana podcast, and I was like, why do people do this? Nobody cares. I don't care about your day. And then I got more into watching other people's stories, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm kind of obsessed with everybody's stories, and I want to see their day, and I don't want to see perfection either. I love seeing the real people, because you go to Instagram, and this could go back to weight loss. You go to Instagram and you see these beautiful profiles, and I'm guilty of the same thing. Like, I'm trying to make my profile on Instagram, both of my profiles for my show and for myself, like very pretty, beautifully laid out with a theme, with some theme colors going on. And then their stories are just like, okay, here's the real me. Like, this is all pretty. This is kind of the storefront, but here's when you walk into the store and you see like
The back room.
yeah, the back room. Exactly. Yes, that's a perfect analogy.
Like, if I would just take, okay, since I can move my camera here, so I'll grab my camera real quick and look at that mess. Now, if Samantha saw this right now, she'd be like, Jersey, clean that up. Look at that mess there. All right. And then over here, more mess. And then over there, mess. So, yeah, I got to take some time to clean up. Yeah, it's right. Life is messy, right?
Life is messy. Yeah, that's another new podcast, by the way. That's pretty good.
Oh, Life is Messy is the actual podcast. Every podcast name has been taken.
I know.
I can't find a podcast name now, although, well, I don't want to get off. So for me, getting back to my miserableness, so, it's just one of those things where I get to the point where I don't care anymore. And that's where things start to go off the rails. Like, I ordered
Eating-wise?
Yeah, eating-wise. Like, I was tired. Oh, Thursday we got done here, and I started feeling a little funny. I didn't feel good. I wasn't sure what it was. I thought I needed to eat, and then I ate. Somewhere Thursday night into Friday, I got violently ill. Like,
Oh no.
stomach virus, 24 to 36-hour stomach virus, where Friday I never got out of bed. I laid in bed all day Friday. I was dizzy. I had when I sat up, everything was spinning. And I was like, ugh, this is horrible. So that was Thursday and Friday. And then, like I said, Saturday and Sunday was, Monday, Tuesday, somewhere around there, I was hungry. And I was like, well, I'm going to get up and get something to eat. And I'm like, oh, everything's frozen. I don't have anything cooked right now. Ordered a pizza.
Wow.
Ordered a pizza. Now, I didn't eat the whole pizza that night, but I'm just saying.
Now, before, would you have eaten a whole pizza in a night?
Oh, I would eat that whole pizza.
Really? Okay.
I can't.
Okay.
I can't eat a whole pizza now. That one of the reasons I didn't eat a whole pizza that night was because I couldn't. I ate.
Good.
I had 3 slices, and I was like, and I looked at the 4th slice, and I was like, you could do it. And I was like, but I don't. Before it was almost like it was a challenge. And I looked at the 4th piece, and I was like, you know what? I don't really. If I eat that, I'm going to be sick.
Yeah.
Yay. Yeah. So maybe that's a win in this.
That is a win. That is a win. Don't discount I gave up because I ordered a pizza, but you ordered a pizza and you only ate a small portion of it. I mean, I could go to Little Caesars. I don't know if I could do this now, but before doing this podcast, I could go to Little Caesars, finish that $5 pizza in like, I'd finish half of it on the way back home to eat the other half. Like, not even thinking about it. I don't know why I like shit on sponge pizza, but it's a weakness.
Well, I guess. Well, the other thing here is that I didn't feel like going out. I was done for the day. I was upstairs. I was doing some processing and everything. And I was like, I'm just not getting up. I didn't feel everything. I was in a mood. In a mood. Everything. I was like, well, I could make tuna. Tuna's not frozen. I could make up some tuna, eat tuna. And then it's like, oh, you're going to eat tuna before bed? You know what? That's going to be like all night long. You're going to have heartburn all night. So I just talked myself. You know, my good voice was like, enough. I don't have any more for you. And the bad voice was, got it. You can eat that pizza. That's not a big deal. You know what?
It's like when you get sick, apparently your good conscience gets sick as well.
I think it was Sunday night that I got the pizza because Monday, Friday I was down and out. Saturday I started coming around. Saturday night I started feeling better. And then by Sunday I could eat again and not worry about it. And then by that night I was like, you know what? I'm having a pizza. I don't mean to say a pizza, but I'm having pizza. I was talking to someone in it. I was a big pasta eater. Why? Because it was easy to make. You pour it in the pot, you boil it, then you strain it, you put sauce on it, a little bit of cheese on top of it, and you take the pot into the wherever you're watching TV with the handle, and you eat right out of the pot.
Yep, one pot meal.
And then you take that and you throw it in the sink, and then a couple of days later you're like, oh, I'm gonna make pasta. You rinse it out. That's how bachelors live. Well, that's how I live. And then then you would do that, and I can't remember the last time that I had. Well, that I made pasta. I've had pasta out or delivered in. Matter of fact, when I started feeling better, all I wanted was wonton soup.
Well, yeah.
So
yeah, you've talked about that before.
Yeah, I think I had like 3 quarts of wonton soup between Saturday night and Sunday sometime. Yeah, so that's been my week. And now it's like I come here. But this is one of the reasons why we do this podcast is because of the struggle with staying on. Because some people have the fortitude to say, okay, you know what? I'm just going to go on a diet. I'm going to do this. This is going to be my new lifestyle. And they stick to it. And for some reason, I have that problem of adhering to all that stuff.
I've never met somebody who's stayed on a diet for longer than like 2 years, maybe, unless it's something like that is a conscious thing, like becoming a vegetarian or becoming vegan because they don't like how the animals are treated. But I've never met somebody who's like, I've been doing keto for 5 years. No, I don't think that's human nature. I don't think we can do that. I could be proven wrong. I could be proven absolutely wrong. And not to say that diets aren't sustainable.
But yeah, and again, I chalk this whole week up to laziness.
I think you're being too hard on yourself because you were sick. Like, you're sick. Come on.
I don't know. Last night we were recording. My cousin Jimmy is one of the co-hosts. He came down here and he brought me venison cheesesteak. So it was, instead of steak, it was venison, which was really, and he made it with mushrooms, onions, and peppers. And he made a big, matter of fact, because I'm a bachelor and I don't do anything. So this container here, you can't see it if you're listening at home. It's like a Chinese takeout container, that you would put romaine or chicken fried rice in. It's one of those containers. And it was full, and I destroyed that last night. Absolutely destroyed it. So why don't I do that on the regular? Laziness.
I'm going to throw a link.
Laziness. I'm telling you.
I'm going to throw a link into the Facebook chat for you. It's low carb pasta.
Is it really?
It is. So when I was doing Trim Healthy Mama, we were allowed to have what was called Dreamfields pasta. And supposedly there was a coating on it so that the glucose wouldn't get into your bloodstream. I still lost weight. I didn't do it that much, but it tastes like regular pasta. My husband actually liked it. It's easily found in stores like ShopRite. You have to look like on the bottom shelf.
Oh, well, I'm not getting, I have to bend over.
There's that, but there's also, they have black bean pasta. They have adzuki bean pasta. I'm surprised they don't have spaghetti squash on here or the zucchini noodles that they make.
Yes. All right. First of all, spaghetti squash. Thank you. It's not the same. all.
It's not.
It's not. You know, yes, you can put sauce on it and all, and it's got that, but it's almost like eating little sticks of something.
You gotta just add a lot of cheese to it. That was how I was able to do spaghetti squash. Was just
Right.
like, still tastes like I'm eating a vegetable. More cheese.
All right, I will take a look at this, but I mean, and again, I don't mind that it's black.
Yeah, the bean ones are black, but I mean, if it's pasta, like Dreamfields is so pasta like, you have no idea that it's like non-carby. One of the things about it though, it's almost like a gremlin type of pasta because you can't reheat it.
What do you mean you can't reheat it?
You can't reheat it or else the coating on it, I don't know, disintegrates and then it just becomes regular pasta
Oh,
again.
this Dreamfield one is?
Yeah.
Oh. So you
Yeah.
can eat it, but that's it, huh?
Yeah, you heat it up, you make it, you boil it, you make it just like regular pasta, but you can't have leftovers. So you got to make like your one little serving of it, or you can eat it cold, but you cannot heat it up again. You can't like.
Oh, you can
reheat
eat it cold, but you can't heat it again.
Yeah.
All right. I'm looking for the nutrition part of it. I guess I'll find that later. I'll look into it later, but I don't.
Yeah, and it's funny. It will say carbs, but it also has supposedly a coating on it that makes the carbs not absorb as much into your system.
So then it just shoots through. It kind of just
Pretty
shoots
much.
through you.
Yeah. Yeah. The other one that they have on there is konjac noodles. Those, if you can find them, I've had a lot of trouble finding them and I had to order them. And I was like, it's not worth it to pay $12 for a box of noodles. They're just like regular noodles, but they're made of a vegetable. The other thing they make now, but you know what? I think they use flour in them. They do have in the frozen section, Bird's Eye makes zucchini pasta with peas and whatnot, but it's not actual like zucchini peeled from a zucchini. It's pasta shapes, but it's made with a lot more zucchini and vegetables than there is flour. But I think there's still some flour in it that people doing keto probably can't have.
Oh, I looked at the box and so for 6 boxes, you can get it from Amazon. So it's like $6 a box.
Which one?
The Dreamfields.
Dreamfields? In the store, it's like $4.
Okay. Well, you know, beggars can't be choosy. Oh, good grief. Oh, wait a minute. How many boxes is this? It doesn't tell you. Pack of, and then it doesn't tell you. But like for the elbow macaroni, which would be good for macaroni and cheese or ground beef and all that kind of stuff, for goulash and all that, it's like it's $39 for I don't know how many boxes.
I feel like I should just give you some of my old ones because you know what? I just lost a taste for pasta. It's too basic for me. I was like, I never want to make pasta. And Mark's like, why don't you ever make spaghetti anymore? I'm like, because there are so many other foods out there. Like spaghetti I had growing up all the time. I never want to make spaghetti because it's like, this is when you've given up. That's the sign that Emily has given up when she makes spaghetti.
Okay. I get that. Yeah, and
It makes sense for a bachelor. And when I was single and living in an apartment and really didn't have a lot of money, it was like pasta every night. And it was like I would make this casserole of ground beef, pasta, cheese, and broccoli and eat it for a week. And like,
you know, I think, and if I'm self-analyzing right now, I think the fact is that I'm sick of tuna fish, egg salad, eggs. I'm sick of all the foods that I've been eating for the past 3 or 4 months that we've been doing this.
Sick of it.
Yeah, I'm sick. Like I said, I could make tuna fish last night. And I almost gave it up.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, thank you.
No, even with what's nice is the diets that come with cookbooks and they make it easy on you and they're just like, here is a diet. Here is a recipe with 5 ingredients. We're not going to make you go to the store and get anything crazy. But then you get sick of those. And then you have to become a better cook so that you can make the really good things. Like here, this is chocolate cake, but it's made with black beans. And you'll tell the difference, but at least you can still have cake.
Yeah, I go back to those brownies, the keto-friendly brownies that were just like, and don't get me wrong, my daughter did a great job with this and all, but it was almost like eating a burnt tire. It really, really wasn't good. But
that's one thing about the artificial sweeteners is it's not always great in baking.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I can't remember the last time I had ice cream or the last time I had any kind of pudding or anything like that. I can't remember the last time that I've done it. So there are certain things that have come off of my diet plan, but there's still way more work to be done. And I guess I'm in a bit of a mood this morning because I got on the scale and I was like, fuck. And I was like, come on. Was I really that bad? Or is this, I mean, taking the water pill and I'm adding more exercise and come on, really? One pizza? Cut me a break. So, yeah. So
well, you gotta stop. I think we need to stop putting so much emphasis on the scale sometimes and just work on our habits. And unfortunately, the scale is kind of our scale for success.
Well, yeah, it is. And and then the Instapot, I saw there's and I'm definitely doing this. There's a way you can Instapot a whole chicken.
Oh.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a whole chicken. And I actually have a Trello board for when I see Instapot recipes that I throw them. I just Trello card them. Where is the Instapot thing?
For those who don't know what Trello is, it's kind of,
I'm sorry.
It's like a bulletin board online, and it's fantastic. You can just send links to it and keep everything organized. I've started using it a lot more for my other podcast to keep my sources and research organized with that, which is ridiculous because I feel like I just have all the things. I use Asana, which is my calendar. I use Trello. I have Asana hooked up to Google Calendar, which goes to my phone so I can see what I have. Like, there's so many things.
I feel like a big dummy because, and here we're going inside baseball again. There's a thing, it's called If This Then That.
Yes.
And that's what you use to make Trello go to your, right? I've never got one of them.
No, I think I have Asana do that. I think Asana and Google Calendar can sync up. Like, that's just an easy thing. But if this, then that. If that ever went down, I wouldn't know what I lost, honestly, because I have so many things going on. Because if this, then that, for those who don't know, is like, you can, if you put out a tweet, you can have it automatically send it to Facebook, or you could have it emailed to yourself. Like, you could just do a bunch of things, and it's not all based on Twitter, but it's based on a bunch of different apps and software out there.
Yeah. So for this chicken, you just take a whole chicken.
Yeah.
And then it's like 3 cloves of garlic minced and olive oil. You rub all over it, a little sea salt, pepper. And then you take 1 medium lemon, you slice it up, you throw it in a cavity. 2 cups of...
What size chicken? Like one of those hens? Or like a chicken?
Like a one you would get at a rotisserie, like when you go in a grocery store?
Yeah.
That size.
Okay. I have a bone to pick with the people who decide how much garlic I put in things. Because 3 cloves of garlic is like, that is a serving. So if I see 3 cloves of garlic in a recipe, I'm like, so you mean 6 or 7?
Oh, well,
yep.
I'm sure.
That's what I'm reading.
Okay. All right. Okay. So.
Oh, no.
And then you put 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in the 2 cups of water in the bottom. And then you just turn it on and you cook it for 40 minutes. And then you let it sit for 10 minutes, while it just unpressurizes. And then you take it out. And that's got to be so easy. And it's just pure protein. And you can do whatever you want with it. You can throw some low carb barbecue sauce on it or some hot sauce and make chicken salad and all that stuff. Or just eat it as it is or something like that. Yeah. So it's not that, again, it's not that hard. You put the chicken in there and you set a timer and you go get the chicken out. And really, I mean, how lazy can I be that I can't do this?
Well, but at the same time, if you're going to the store to buy a chicken, they also make store-made rotisserie chicken that's like $5.
Yeah.
I mean...
Yeah, so if I got to walk past the cooked chickens to go get another chicken.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then the good part is that the walking seems to be going pretty well. I'm hitting 1,000 steps, 1,000 steps, 1,000 steps.
Good.
And so I'm going to try to move that up a little bit. And the knees aren't really, really that bad. I mean, they're bad, but not as bad as they normally are.
I've been getting very sore joints, and I think it's the cold. My body and cold just doesn't get along.
Oh, the other thing is, I think that what really hurts my joints is because I haven't been eating it that much. I think my body's reacting to gluten. Because when I ate that pizza the next day, I was like, damn, everything is killing me. It hurts.
Yeah, that's what happens. And you can tell the inflammation from it, too. At least I can. Like, I can tell when I eat pizza. Like, I'm having pizza tonight for my husband's birthday at his parents' house, and it's a Sicilian.
Oh,
So I already know, like, the cheeks are going to be out tomorrow, and the double chin's going to start coming back a little bit.
yeah, you swell up. And I think that's why when we get to the weigh-in, I think the problem is even with the whooshy pill and everything, whenever I eat carbs, when I haven't eaten carbs in a while, I swell up. There's no way I could drink as much because I was watching your story because I'm fascinated with Emily Prokop. So I was watching your story and you're like, oh, it's my third thing of water. And I was like, I might as well just take that and pour that right in the toilet and cut out the middleman.
Well, because your body gets used to drinking a lot of water. Like the first few, probably week or 2 weeks.
How's your tap water there? Do you have good tap water there? Is that what you're using?
We have a filter, but we also have pretty good tap water because I like my water warm. So my water is like warm in here.
I'm not crazy about
my
my
husband's
water.
like, you got to stop drinking from the pipes. Like that's going to be the thing that kills you. And I'm just like, but I like warm water and I don't want to heat it up. So, but we have a filter on our
I'm
thing.
trying to figure out something where I can get the 5-gallon water cooler bottle and then
Well, there are things that you could just put on your sink that
that's true
make
too.
it filtered.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's easy enough. One thing I started doing, and I talked about this a little bit, I think in the last episode, was I've been just craving garlic and ginger. It's been my favorite flavor combination. I love mixing it with sesame oil, and I'm just kind of throwing I'm just stir frying with it. I'm like, I don't even care what I'm using this flavor for. I'm not even caring like what vegetables I'm putting in, or I had a frozen tuna steak that's like they're individually packaged.
That's what you
and I
made.
get them.
That's what you made. The tuna fish, the vegetables. Now the ginger, do you grate it or do you just like little pieces of it? Or how do you do it?
You can grate it. I take off the skin with a peeler, and that's easy enough. And I chop it. I have that slap chopper thing.
Oh.
Because me and a knife, like we got a brand new knife. My husband and I both cut our fingers on it within a day of each other. We both cut our fingers on it. So I'm just like, nope, slap chop it together, put it in with some sesame oil, let it sizzle, and then throw the meat in there. So at Target, they have tuna steaks. They're like $8 for 3 of them. They're individually wrapped. Even if they're frozen and you take them out of the freezer right when you're going to cook them, while you're chopping everything, just put it in a bowl of hot water. And by the time you're ready to cook with it, it thaws out. It's really quick. Aldi has the same thing, not with tuna, but they have salmon. The salmon is really good, and it's individually wrapped. It's super easy to thaw. Thaw it in like 5 minutes, just running under some water.
I'll do tuna, but I won't do salmon because of the bones. I'm always afraid that I'm going to get taken out by a fish bone.
Oh, no, there's no bones in the salmon that I've ever gotten, but I understand the salmon.
Because you're always eating it like you're chewing it.
My dad will not eat fish because every time he's even gotten fish sticks, like the Gordon's fisherman's fish sticks, he's gotten bones in them.
I have
and
too.
It just happens to him too. I've never had a bone.
You know where I got a bone in? A filet of fish sandwich. That's like hitting a lottery. Who gets a bone in a filet of fish sandwich?
I
was sitting there, I was like, your mouth was like, what was that? And you're like trying to get it to the front. Please don't swallow it. Yeah. So, that's why tuna fish I'll do, shark I'll do, stuff that doesn't have those bones in them.
Yeah.
Yeah, shark's really, really good. Mako?
I haven't had shark. I've had swordfish, which is like,
Shark's
you might
amazing.
as well just call that steak for me. It tastes steaky.
Yes. Yeah, same thing with tuna. I love tuna fish. The real, not the canned stuff. I mean, the real red seared on both sides. Yes.
The tuna steak, and it was like, oh, it's so satisfying to watch it go from pink to brown. Oh, I love it so much. And then the other day, actually, so I was looking for a place. On Mondays, I usually kind of go out and do my work so I can kind of get out of the house, go to a different location, sit down at a restaurant. I kind of give myself that little luxury. And usually the restaurant I go to, Panera, was packed. I could already see. So I went to the all-you-can-eat sushi place, and I was like, my window's open. Who cares? Just keep bringing me sushi while I'm working. This is the greatest in the world. But I think, going back to the recipe I was making, I know that ginger itself is anti-inflammatory. So I have a feeling that's been helping with like my puffiness. I've noticed it in my face, aside from like, oh God, the day I went live on Instagram without a lot of sleep, I could just see the bags. Like I never see bags. And I'm like, of course, the day I go live or the day I do this, the bags are just Ugh.
I constantly have bags now, like these things here, and I just don't have the concealer. It doesn't. Guys, don't worry about
Concealer
it.
doesn't do anything. It just says, "Oh, good, your bags are the same color as your skin now," but they're still there.
So this week I chalk it up to laziness and sick of the foods that I've been eating, and then maybe I got to turn things around. But then remember I told you about that whole laziness thing.
Laziness is going to be our enemy. Hey, you know what? So it's the beginning of December. Have you already thought about your resolutions for 2019?
Oh, well, my resolutions are always not to make resolutions because I don't think I've ever had one come to fruition, to be quite honest with you.
But last year, did you say that you were going to lose weight in 2018?
Yes.
And you did?
Well, okay.
Look at that.
All right. So there's one time. So if there's one. All right. But do you think, I think it's better to set goals than resolutions because for some reason goals seem to work a little bit better.
Okay. Yeah.
But okay, so we could
That's good. I like that. I like goals instead of resolutions.
yeah, let's set a goal and then I think maybe we should do quarterly goals.
Ooh.
See where we want to be in a quarterly goal.
Yeah.
And then
I like that.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, as much as when I got on the scale this morning, I was like, this podcast has really, really kept me on point.
It has. This is the first year since college that I've been able to keep my New Year's resolution of losing 20 pounds in a year.
Okay, well, that's,
And,
yeah, there
and
you
I've
go.
lost more than 20 pounds this year. So I'm really happy about that. Yeah. Almost 30. I've almost gotten to, I think probably since this time last year, I've lost 30 pounds.
Really?
But in the actual, yeah, because this time last year, I knew I was getting laid off. Wasn't sure when. Wasn't sure if it was going to be at the end of December.
That's the
And
worst.
then when I didn't hear anything at the end of December, I'm like, I guess I'm coming in January 2nd.
And
Like,
then
I haven't heard anything. I feel like there would have been some paperwork, but then it was like, okay, what day? No one's telling me anything. I'm just going to eat. I'm going to let myself eat. But then as soon as I was laid off and I got that paperwork and I signed all the papers and I left the building, I was like, okay, going to wake up the next morning. I'm going to go mall walking. Let's get rid of this weight of this job that was basically this job that was killing me. And
Yeah.
let's just get rid of all the weight.
the one time when I did get laid off, I was a supervisor in an elevator business, and it was the same thing. I was working 16 hours. It was killing me. And when they actually shut the whole branch down, like we all got it. So they came in, and when they finally told me it was like a relief. It was like, oh, I don't have to do this anymore.
Yeah.
It was, I didn't expect that emotion, to be quite honest with you. So yeah, because there was a lot of tension and pressure.
Yeah.
All right. Why don't we get into some Winning Wednesdays?
Yay. Get your doot-doots ready.
Oh, I got it ready already.
Doot-doos. I'm peppy today. I don't
You
know
are
what
very
it is.
peppy today.
I think it was that I finally caught up on sleep from the day I didn't get enough
You know
sleep.
what? I got to tell you, I do not miss those days.
Yeah.
And it's not that and again, I wasn't up all the time, but you're always up when
You're on call. That's the other
Yeah.
thing. Even if you're not up, you still know subconsciously that you're on call and any little sound will wake you up. So I know I'm not getting the best quality sleep either. But
Right.
anyway, let's talk about people who are winning though.
Okay.
So we have Harold. First time in 10 years, his pant size is now in the 30s. Doo-doo. That wasn't me. I'm happy for Harold, but that sound was not me. That was past me.
That was Adam, to be quite honest with you. That's got to be louder. I'm a little upset with that.
I'll give you a new one. Doot doot.
Yeah. There we go. That'll be in next week's. Julianne said, getting steps in and got to the gyms 4 times this week.
Doot doot. Oh, come on. That's not every time.
I'm
I'm
sorry.
going to start harmonizing with myself.
Okay.
Anna has gone down a dress size. Whoop. Doo-doo. Oh, okay, good. I was going to.
Alondra, considering I binged this week, darling, I was there with you twice. Darling, I was there with you. I didn't gain for my weight in this morning.
Yay.
Yay. Sad I didn't lose, but you can't expect results when you don't do the work. There you go. Yeah, I got that.
No, but that's awesome. That's
all right.
awesome. Mark, after 3 months of yo-yoing between 200 and 204 pounds, he's finally dropped below 200 to 199.4. He's in Wonderland. Doo-doo.
Now, I did that because I know Mark would want an Emily to do over the regular to. Just saying.
This puts him exactly 40 pounds lost since joining Weight Watchers on January 31st. So, doo-doo.
There
There's a live one.
I'll have a whole board of do's.
You'll play them at the wrong time during like your political one, and it'll be like, uh-oh, you guys are talking about the president. Doo-doo.
Deborah says, steps have been great so far. I even left home at 6:30 p.m. last night, all warm and cozy, to go to hit the gym and reach her daily goal. So there you go.
Oh, yay, I get to do Brendan's. Brendan's down another 3.5 pounds. Plus, he put a picture of the new baby and his other son, I'm guessing.
Yes.
So, kids, pictures of kids. So cute.
I'm sure Brandon would rather have an Emily to do than the regular to do. Honestly, I think everybody would rather have a Emily. Jessica says, I started a seasonal retail job right before Thanksgiving, and my step count seems to have been 25K. Holy mackerel.
Wow.
On the days that she works, plus the scale has gone down a few pounds in that time period also.
Doo-doo. I'll give you my own. I get to read the next one. Okay, Angel, non-scale victory, but she got a kitten, and I love cats. I love cats so much. Doo-doo. Meow, meow.
Okay. Razia, the waistband of my pajama bottoms are now hanging just above my hips, as opposed to my middle won't stay up anymore. I've also successfully reduced sugar in recent days. I've been eating more fruit and vegetables than in previous weeks. There you go.
Yay.
I got to tell you, that to me is more satisfying than a scale. Like when you get in, like if I get in my truck and my belly's not touching the steering wheel, like sometimes that's when I know I had a bad week. When I get in the truck and my belly's hitting the steering wheel, I'm like,
so there you are, Tubby.
Yeah, so those non-scale victories sometimes are even better than, when you step on the scale.
Do you remember in the beginning of doing this podcast, we're in episode 32, this was probably episode 3 or 4, I had to get a belt for my pants. And I was on the first hole of that belt. I'm now on the third.
Well, look at you.
Yeah. And I'm like pulling it and it's still in like, so I have to actually get rid of some of my pants because I have to tell myself like, Emily, you're an 18 now. You're a comfortable 18. Like these 20s, they're baggy. They're supposed to be skinny jeans and they look like you're wearing hammer pants. Like you got to stop. These need to go.
Hammer pants. I was like, hammer pants. And then all of a sudden it came to me. There's this.
And you got the visual of like.
Yeah, the big balloon pants. Yeah. I like, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, everybody's doing great except me.
No, that's not true. John, you're doing wonderfully. You only ate 3 pieces of pizza.
Okay. Well, that night, I finished the rest of it off the next day.
So what? In a sitting, you didn't eat a whole pizza and then order a whole new pizza the next morning.
Are we reducing our
Everybody has different levels of wins. If your win is only just eating 3 pieces of pizza in a sitting, that's a win and you should celebrate it.
I can do better. I will do better. So I will do better, definitely. Oh, well. You know what time it is.
Oh.
Let's go!
Ladies and gentlemen, now is the time for the moment you have all been waiting for. It's time for the weigh-in.
I'm just going to be your whole soundboard today.
Yes, you are. This is an even one. And it's horrible that I have to go first. All right. I'm up 2 pounds.
Okay.
Damn it. Sorry. I shouldn't say that. Now I'm going to bleep that out. But for the podcast, not for the I can't do it now. You already heard it. I'm just saying. It's just like I got on the scale. I was like, please please just be even. Please just be even. I got on the scale and I was like, oh.
But I bet a lot of that has to do with the carbs in the pizza.
It
and the
probably is.
inflammation.
But yeah.
I don't think you ate 3 pieces of pizza that night and probably the rest of it, but that's not 2 pounds. That's not 7,000 calories worth of pizza.
But it was, and this was outside of my window though. But then I think, was it last night? Or the night? I can't, my days are running together. One night I also got, from the same place I got the pizza, I got chicken parm and tortellini. So that was the same issue that I was been a bad boy. And when you're a bad boy, it shows. So yeah, because you can't be a bad boy with this and have results. It's just not going to happen. I'll do better next week. I promise.
Yeah, Adam in the chat room said when food is your drug, the quote, "I only ate" is a win. And he's right. He's absolutely right.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you guys.
Imagine if you will, getting a Reese's peanut butter cup and only eating one. Do you know how much of a win that would be? I would be running around. I'd be telling everybody I only ate 1 cup. The other cup is for later.
Right. The only way that would ever happen is if I dropped the other one in the street and a car ran over it.
And even then, a car would have to run over it
Yeah,
for
exactly.
me to not grab it.
Yeah, exactly. Car run over it, and you're like, I'm not scraping that up off the street. Even I won't do that.
No.
What? Like if I dropped it and it was hit the street, it's like, 5-second rule. But then you see, I for some reason,
Depends on what street.
I become so germ phobic. Yes, the other podcast that we do, Brilliant Observations, that came out actually as we're recording this today. That episode dropped, and my co-host Melissa said that that they tested all those touch screens, like at the new McDonald's and everything.
Oh yeah, and they all have poop on them.
I was like, oh my God! And there's a section in there. Actually, when we get done here, I will play for the people in this room for the live in our group. God, John's good with words today. I'll play that little section because I actually have it cut out. It was actually kind of funny. So, all right. So you, young lady, you're not getting away with this because you're so happy. I can't wait to hear your number because I'm sure you're going to take care of my little gain.
I did. We evened out. I'm at -2. I'm at -2. I am in a new second number that I haven't seen in like 2 years.
Well, that is fantastic.
So happy. I'm just...
You're doing a fantastic job.
Well, now I am. I was at like up to, down to, actually a lot of ones. A lot of my weight is either 0, 0, 0, +1, -1, 0, 0, +2. I'm guessing that was Shark Week. There was a lot of time where I was plateauing. And right now, so I told you in the last episode too, I've kind of gotten sick of fast food. And I've only had, and it was funny, of course, the day I'm documenting everything I'm doing is the day that like I woke up late and my husband went to Wendy's. And I was like, the only thing on the menu that sounds halfway decent is a grilled chicken wrap. And it wasn't bad. But other than that, that's like the only fast food I've gotten this whole week. And I've also had soda. I was able to have soda, but I got rid of the fast food and I lost weight. So I was so happy. I'm still doing intermittent fasting, like actually every day. I haven't eaten outside my window in probably weeks.
Well, for me, and again, I could throw a rock and hit a Wendy's. That's how close they are to me. So I've been doing the chili. If I want to grab something and it's going to be fast food, I will go grab the chili.
Yeah.
It's low carb. Well, it's not really low carb because of the beans, but whatever. There's no
it's
gluten
good
in
carbs.
it.
It's not like
it's not
flour.
gluten or anything like. Exactly. There's no flour. There's no bun. I take the crackers and throw them away. That's hard because I like crackers in my chili. And then the other day I brought them home. I got 2 of the large ones because it was for dinner. I grabbed them, brought them home, threw some of the cheese, like that shredded cheese I have in it, threw it in the microwave real quick, and that was really, really good. So yeah, again.
And you can have sour cream in it too.
Oh, I never thought about that. Yeah. How do you know when that goes bad?
Sour cream. You could ask for it because they have it for the potatoes anyway. You could ask for a side of
I never thought about doing it. You're right. Absolutely. All right.
We're okay. We're okay.
You're
you know
okay. I need to do better. I'm holding myself accountable. I am. I need to do better.
I'm trying to remember the episode that was before Thanksgiving, before we went into the holiday season where I think it was Don who called us out and was like, no, you guys are not allowed to maintain.
Right.
Lose the weight. Like make that your goal is to lose weight between this crazy eating season. And I think you're doing that. I think you're still down.
I don't know. I don't think so. I had that one big whooshy thing where I lost a bunch of weight, and then and it come screaming back. And the big thing is not to like when we get off of here, it's like, oh, okay, I don't have to. It's like we feel like once we get done doing this podcast. For me, it was like almost I felt like I had a 3-day weekend, and okay, Monday I got to start back on again. Well, I can't lose those 3 days.
No, that was the hardest thing for me to get over too. I had to get out of that habit. And that was a habit that I was doing as well. And I started noticing, I'm like, no, this is messing me up. And this is giving me stress on Monday. And it's not like I have a specific work week of Monday through Friday, but it's still in your head. You know that Mondays are just like, all right, let's get this done. And I got sick of that. I was like, no, you know what? Let's actually diet during the weekend. It's not like I have many social obligations that are outside of my window anyway. It's just boredom that I'm eating.
For me, I think that I stopped weighing myself I used to weigh myself every morning, and I stopped doing that. And I weigh myself right before I come down here. Do
you think that helped when you were weighing yourself, at least during halfway through the week? Like I weigh myself on Mondays.
Right.
So I kind of know.
Well, see, then I was cheating. If I would have weighed myself on Monday, I would have starved myself until now so I could have lost a pound. Well,
you were also sick. You got to give yourself that too. You were sick.
Okay. It has to start to even out. In other words, I need to do better. That should be the title of this episode. John needs to do better.
I need suggestions for titles because that's like, I can't think at that point by the time I'm writing the show notes. I'm just like, oh my God, I can't come up with a title. What did we talk about? Even though I just wrote the show notes for it.
I think the title of this show is Slip Sliding Away.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. You know, it's one thing about podcasting is one of the things I'm terrible at is writing titles. Some people are like really, really good at writing titles. I'm terrible at writing titles.
I was until Apple's just like, we're not going to let you have anything extra in your titles anymore. And I'm just like, oh my God.
Right.
Is everything I'm doing extra? Like, I don't even know. I don't know.
So next week, John will do better. John will do better. And thank you so much for joining us. Now, if you're listening to this podcast and you want to join in and watch all the fun stuff that happens during the live show, because fun stuff does happen during the live show, all you have to do is go to hatetowait.com/Facebook. Look at John. Yay.
Doo-doo.
Hold on. I get one.
Doo-doo.
There we go. And you can come over and join the group. Now, it's going to ask you a question. And it says, if you come in here, don't come in here with your diet pills and your, sell me this and sell us that. All you have to do is answer that question. One question. If you don't answer the question, we're not letting you in. You must answer the question. You must.
If you invite someone in, just let them know that there is a question. And if they have trouble getting in because you've invited them, just send me a PM. Send me a message.
So join us. We're 124 strong right now. We need 125. Or though
for John's.
Right. And then if we get any more, then we have to get to 130 for Emily's sake. All right. So I'm going to try to take and use some of Emily's energy to go and make the day and taking me into the weekend and start things. And next week, we'll be back at it again. So, Emily, always fun to hang out and talk weight loss with you, even when I don't lose weight.
Always a pleasure. And I love the chat room. So,
yes, absolutely. All right. Bye, everyone.